Hello, family, and welcome to KSLA's Overtime. I'm James Hadnot. Well, selflessness and unselfishness were words not only used by Dak Prescott for Ezekiel Elliott, but for this entire team. They become tenets of the entire squad. The LSU bench was huge in tonight's victory over Wofford. Trey Hannibal had 10 of his 12 points all in the second half and sparked a late game run, which led the Tigers to victory.
We are here in the swamp. It's pandemonium here at Lee Hedges Stadium.
Bernard is teaching these kids things like balance, and finishing. Well, good evening, family. Have you ever asked your spouse where they like to eat and give them 2 options? Not an easy undertaking. Then let's think about maybe giving them 4 options. Even harder. Well, it's not a food spot, but LSU's head coach, Brian Kelly, has to decide which one of his 4 quarterbacks is going to feast on defenses this upcoming fall. Head coach Sonny Cumbie said he really wasn't worried about this team and where they're ranked here at 9th out of 11 teams in August. He's more worried about playing competitive games in October and November.
Now, these 2 schools share an attendance zone, so these young men have gone to church together. They played youth sports together. And another wrinkle in this rivalry, the head coaches are brothers. They're blood brothers, actually.
North DeSoto was hashtag dominant this entire playoff run. They were often making their way down the third base line, touching home, and scoring runs. You would expect a list of accomplishments this long for somebody like Bernard King. I mean, Mr. Basketball, 1999, more than 4,000 career points in high school. But to think, this almost didn't happen. Well, good evening, family. The Mega Millions was just won for upwards of $1.2 billion. And I bet you were asked, what would you do if you won that money? Well, if the answer was maybe buy the Saints or the Cowboys, you might have to win 3+ jackpots to do just that. Well, now it's time for our Coach's Corner, and this one is a good one because it's brotherly love time out for the Buccaneers and the Parkway Panthers. I'm talking Jason Brotherton, the head coach for Houghton, and Coy Brotherton, the head coach for Parkway. The two went together this week. They went at it, and here's what they had to say about their sibling rivalry or lack thereof. Well, today was that one day where they were not friends. We transitioned to the rivalry game between Houghton hosting Parkway. The Bucs looking to bounce back from last week's road loss while the Panthers seek to go 4-0. Jumping right into the action, a late flag would take this play away, but a nice rushing attack by Tyler Rhodes. Houghton still would score. First down and goal. Rhodes goes in for the touchdown. Houghton draws first blood, leading 7-0. But that will be the only scoring offense of the first half. Picking up in the third quarter, Parkway trying to find their way, and the perfect navigation system, call him Siri because he knows where home is. Jalen White finds a hole, and it's off to the races for a touchdown, and he is pushing himself forward in that all-time Parkway rushing record, just about 200 yards or so away from that rushing record. Houghton says, I see your TD and I raise you one. Connor Raines lobs all the way to Jason Wilson for the big touchdown, but Parkway comes up with the win. Final score, 17-14. Now we move to Minden and North DeSoto to start District 1-3A play, and all you have to see is this. Jordan Milton with the trifecta. Sack, forced fumble, and a recovery. He showed his wheels for the touchdown. Milton with the scoop and score, and the Griffins blow out Minden. Final score, 40-12.
Welcome back to Glenbrook Field, and today,
I swear, everywhere I go, the youngins are trying to take my job. But here we go, Glenbrook and Haynesville, some fireworks early. Tornadoes down 21-0 when Alonzo Jackson breaks a big one. Jackson takes it the distance for a touchdown. Haynesville, Glenbrook leads though 21-7. The ensuing drive for the Apaches, and they want that big lead back. Ty Feaster finds his target, Turner McClellan, and Glenbrook goes up 28-7. Haynesville trying to get their defensive act going, and Kyzavion Woods has the sack, but that wasn't enough. Final score out from Glenbrook. They win 56-17. Finally, a couple more scores. Homer over Magnolia School of Excellence 47-0, and Ringgold defeats Plain Dealing 36-34. Tonight we have a story of perseverance. Cyril Grayson Jr. went from not playing a down of college football to being a Super Bowl champion. How, you might ask? Well, his faith in God was bigger than his obstacles.
Whenever things didn't go right, I kind of look at it and then say, okay, God, how is this working towards your purpose? How is this going to build the kingdom?
This was Cyril Grayson Jr.'s mentality while running track at LSU. Grayson Jr. had dreams of playing in the NFL, but didn't realize his path would become a testimony as well.
I think that remembering those things and then embracing the conflict rather than running away from it or taking it as something negative, then I think that that's what allowed me to persevere.
Grayson Jr. would go on to face more adversity, playing with teams in the preseason but never earning a spot. His confidence in God never wavered.
I've always kind of been good with like shifting my mind to positivity. So, and always remembering that in the scripture it says all things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose.
The Lord finally placed him on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where he won the Super Bowl in 2021 and caught his first touchdown in his home city of New Orleans last season. This story of perseverance is exactly why his longtime mentor and local minister here in Shreveport, Trevor Allen, wanted to share his story to the Architects.
To have a living example of just somebody who's made it but had to go through the trials, the tribulation of it. I think it's just so important for somebody to see that and have a tangible, be able to talk to them, see it. Sometimes we hear it, you know, but it can seem abstract when we're seeing it on TV or movies or what have you. But to have somebody actually there with you, it just makes a whole lot of difference.
Grayson Jr. believes the Lord is not done with him yet, and his vision to reach new heights is already firmly entrenched in his mind.
Every time I write down my vision at the beginning of the season, whether I ended the season on the practice squad or on the active roster, I always write down, make the Pro Bowl, be an All-Pro, 1,000-yard season. And those are the things, I haven't achieved those things yet. So to me, I haven't arrived. Yeah.